Dear students, welcome to our YouTube channel Vidya for Success. In this video, let us continue our study on the anatomy of frog. Yes, children, in our last few videos, we have discussed about the digestive system of frog, and also we spoke about the respiration, kind of respiration in the frog, and also we have discussed about the circulatory system. So now it is time to discuss about the excretory system in the frog. So what is the function of excretory system? So excretory system is made out of some of organs. So this system helps in removal of waste from the body. So especially the nitrogenous waste from the body eliminated out with the help of excretory system. So the elimination of nitrogenous waste carried out through excretory system. So when we spoke about the organ system, we know it is made out of organs, right? So excretory system is also a kind of organ system. Here we can see some of the organs. So the main organs can be seen in the excretory system are, the first one is kidney. So this kidney is actually a pair of organ, can be seen in the diagram. You can notice in the diagram. So the pair of bean shape structure, the dark red color structure, what we are observing, that is nothing but kidney. Then it consists of ureters. So ureters are the tubular structure. So they are actually arises from the kidney. So in the diagram you can notice the location of ureters. Then the excretory system consists of cloaca, then also urinary bladder. So these are the different organs can be seen in the excretory system of frog, right? So these words are familiar to us because the human excretory system also consists of the same this thing organ. So except the cloaca. Cloaca is the new terminology here, right? So let us talk about each of the organ in detail. So the first and very important organ can be seen in the excretory system is kidney. So kidney is nothing but it is a pair of red and bean like structure. So if you observe in the diagram, the color of kidney is red and the shape, characteristic shape is bean shape. So kidney is a red colored bean shaped structure. It is actually situated on both side of vertebral column. So just in the posterior region of the frog, on both side of the vertebral column, we can see the pair of organ. So that is nothing but kidney. So kidney is actually made out of structural and functional unit. So what is the structural and functional unit of kidney in our body? Nephron, right? So in frog also, each kidney composed of structural and functional unit called nephron. So whatever the function, that means the filtration of blood taking place in the kidney, it is takes place with the help of nephron. So numerous nephron present within each kidney, so that structural and functional unit of the kidney is nephron, right? So how the kidney perform function? So actually the blood, when it is circulating throughout the blood, it collects impurity from different part of the body. So that deoxygenated the blood consists of impurity. Lots of impurities will be present, right? So it will move towards the kidney. So in the kidney, filtration of blood takes place. So during the filtration, all the impurities in the blood get absorbed by the different parts of nephron. Then the deoxygenated blood will move towards the lungs for oxygenation. Clear? So kidney is the place, that means it is the organ of the excretory system where the filtration of blood takes place in order to absorb all the impurities, right? Yes, let us move to the one more organ of the excretory system, that is ureters. So you can see in the diagram, so from each of the kidney a tubular structure will get arises, right? So that is nothing but ureter. So two ureters emerges from each kidney in male frog. So if we look into the male frog, because in the frog sexes are separate, right? So male frog and female frog we can see. So in case of male frog, pair of ureters emerges from each of the kidney. So that actually functions as urinogenital duct, right? And in case of female, ureters and oviduct open separately into the cloaca. So this is what the difference we can see in male and female frog. So in male frog, from the kidney, a pair of ureters arises, right? So those pair of structures actually act as a urinogenital duct. So common opening is connected with the cloaca, so that is called as urinogenital duct. But in case of female, it is different. So ureter and oviduct separately get open into the cloaca. Right. What is the function of ureter? So we know that in case of frog, ureter helps in the removal of waste from the kidney. So whatever the waste material is already get absorbed by the kidney will send towards the cloaca through the ureter, right? So this is the function of ureter. But in case of male, the ureter, pair of ureter will be arises, it acts as a urinogenital duct. But in case of female, ureter and oviduct separately get open into the cloaca. Is the one more organ is urinary bladder. So urinary bladder is a part of excretory system. So this is actually a thin walled structure. This is located on the ventral side of the rectum. So if you just observe the excretory system, on the ventral side of the rectum we can notice a thin walled structure that is nothing but urinary bladder. What is the function of urinary bladder? So as soon as the ureter eject nitrogenous waste, it does not move out from the body, right? It is temporarily get stored in one of the organ called as urinary bladder. So that urinary bladder is an organ where the temporary storage of nitrogenous waste material takes place, right? So before the ejection of nitrogenous waste out from the body, it is temporarily get stored in one of the organ that is named as urinary bladder. Then what is the kind of nitrogenous waste generated in the frog? So the nitrogenous waste generated in the frog is urea, right? So because the nitrogenous waste is urea, the animal is called as ureotelic animal. So frog is a kind of ureotelic animal because it eliminate urea. Urea is a kind of nitrogenous waste material generated in this particular organism, right? So this is about the kind of excretory system can be seen in the frog. Then move to control and coordination in frog. What do you mean by this? So any function that is taking place in the organism that need to be takes place in a coordinated way, right? So the control and coordination of each and every function in the frog takes place by some of the organ system. So there are two organ system helps in coordinating and controlling the different activities. So those are nothing but nervous system and another one is endocrine glands. So nervous system is very essential to carry forward any function in a coordinated way because it creates a huge network throughout the body. So with the help of that network, any kind of message easily sent towards the brain so that brain can take a proper action. And not only the nervous system controls the function, together with the nervous system, endocrine glands are also playing very essential role. So what is the function of endocrine glands? So endocrine glands are the ductless glands. So these glands secrete some of the chemicals. So those chemicals are named as hormones, right? So when the hormones are secreted by endocrine glands, they are directly get released into the blood, and blood carry those hormones, that means chemicals, to the target region. So by secreting some chemicals, the functions of the frog takes place in a coordinated way. So there are different endocrine glands are present in the frog. So the best example is pituitary gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, thymus, then pineal body, then pancreatic islets, adrenals, and gonads. So these are the different kinds of glands, endocrine glands. So they secrete some hormones to um, help the coordinated way of function, right? So now we are focusing on the nervous system in frog, right? Because the nervous system is playing very essential role in order to coordinate the function in the frog. So they have given the brief information about the nervous system in your NCERT. So let us look into that. So nervous system includes central nervous system. So this is a part of nervous system, right? So central nervous system includes some of the organs. One is brain and another one is spinal cord. So these two organs together forms central nervous system in frog. And let us come to the second one, that is peripheral nervous system. So peripheral nervous system consists of cranial nerves and spinal nerves. So these two are the nerves, they are the part of peripheral nervous system. So cranial nerves actually arises from the brain. They are connected with the brain. And then spinal nerves, they are arises from the spinal cord to different part of the body. So because these nerves are connecting the peripheral part of the body, they are called as peripheral nervous system. And last and third one is autonomic nervous system. So autonomic nervous system includes sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves. So these are the three different types of nervous system. One is central nervous system, it includes brain and spinal cord, and another one is peripheral nervous system, includes cranial and spinal nerves. Then the third one is autonomic nervous system, this includes sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves, right? So let us now talk about the central nervous system. So we are only concentrating on the brain structure here. Yes, brain is a organ. It is a part of central nervous system. So this organ is actually located within a bony structure called as cranium. So cranium is simply called as a brain box. So this is a bony structure. Within that bony structure, brain is located. So brain is actually divided into three major regions. So the first region is forebrain region, and that is followed by midbrain, and the last third one is hindbrain. So how human brain is divided into three major regions, in the similar way frog brain is also divided into forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain, right? So let us see the parts in each of this region. So forebrain includes olfactory lobes. So these lobes actually receive the signal from sense organs. Then it consists of paired cerebral hemisphere, and also it consists of unpaired diencephalon. So these are the three major structures can be seen in the forebrain. Then forebrain connected with the midbrain, right? So midbrain actually connects the forebrain region with the hindbrain region. So in case of midbrain, we can see the paired optic lobes. So pair of optic lobes are located in the midbrain, so which actually function in vision. So vision in the frog is actually takes place with the help of optic lobes. So these pair of lobes are located in the midbrain region. So midbrain is followed by the last region of the brain, that is called as hindbrain. So hindbrain consists of cerebellum, then medulla oblongata. So these are the major parts can be seen in the brain of frog. right? So however, we are not going to detail information of each and every part of the brain here, because we are looking into the brain structure in the human physiology lesson. So there we will go into the detailed information of each and every part of the brain. So here just we are learning the parts of brain present in the frog. So this will help you to compare the structure of frog brain with the human brain, and we can understand how advanced the human brain is compared to the frog brain, right? So the medulla oblongata passes out through the foramen magnum. So foramen magnum is actually connects the brain with the spinal cord. So we know spinal cord is the one more organ of the central nervous system. So brain is actually get connected with the spinal cord with the help of medulla oblongata. So in order to connect the medulla oblongata with the spinal cord, there is a structure, one more structure is present, that is called as foramen magnum. So this is about the structure of brain in the frog. Yes, let us look into the sensory organs in frog. So there are different sense organs are present in the frog for sensing different things. So one such organ is sensory papillae. So sensory papillae is actually the aggregation of cells present around the nerve ending. So this actually help to sense the touch. So any kind of touch can be sensed by sensory papillae. So frog react to any kind of touch because of the sensory papillae. Then one more this thing is taste buds. So taste buds are located in the tongue. So these help to sense the taste. So different kinds of taste can be sensed with the help of taste buds. Then one more sensory organ is nasal epithelium. So these tissues are present in the nasal passage. So they actually help to sense the smell. So nasal epithelium, then taste buds, then sensory papillae. So these are not well advanced system in the sensory organ. So instead of that, they are just aggregation of cells. They help to sense some of the things. Then let us look into the eyes. So eyes are the advanced sensory organ, can be seen in the frog. So there are pair of eyes are located in the socket of orbit, and these eyes helps in vision. So vision is the major this thing function of the eyes. Then let us move to the one more sense organ, that is tympanum. So however, the frog does not consist of external ear. External ear is not present in the frog. So instead of that, just behind the pair of eyes, the membranous structure will be present. So those membranous structures are named as tympanum. So tympanum represents ear. So this helps to ear. And one more this thing we can see here is the internal ear. So internal ear is well advanced in frog. So these are the list of sensory organs present in the frog. So out of these sense organs, the well developed sense organs are eyes and tympanum. So tympanum helps to hear as well as it balances the body, right?